billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Kalimatan ya Sayyidi ya Mawlana Shaykh Hisham Kamal Unzul Halama Washwanan Abidul Bamadadakum Nazarakum Salah. Always a reminder from myself and Abdul Ajiz, wa Da'if, wa Miskeen, wa Zalim, wa Jahal, and that if not by the grace of Allah that we cease to exist. Ask Allah dress us from His oceans of rahmah and mercy. And alhamdulillah, from Mawlana Shaykh's teaching, Shams al-Arifin, the ships that are traversing in the oceans of power, the oceans of light, the oceans of Sayyidina Muhammad, the Muhammadan haqqaiq and realities, and we pray to be dressed from their lights, blessed from their lights, and to teach from their realities that flowing from their heart. And that the 12th month from the power of 9, that from the common understanding is the 12th surah. And we went into Sayyidina Yusuf as an example of our life and our path, and from their understandings they're moving through the power of 9. And on the 12th holy month, which is the completion of the whole lunar cycle, 12 having to do with completion, 12 huruf in La ilaha illallah, 12 huruf in Muhammadan Rasulullah means has a tremendous reality for us that the Hijrah, it comes to its finale in the 12th month, that we make our Hijrah to the Holy Kaaba and the way of Marifah and Gnosticism. And they move through the power of 9 and they move through the surah 108, that 9 times 12 becomes 108, which is the Surah Al-Kawthar. And these are from Ahlul Kawthar, that they started on the 9th surah, Surah Al-Tawbah. And reminder for us that you enter in, and Muharram inshaAllah in 2 weeks is coming the holy month of Muharram. And the realities of Muharram that they teach, that you're entering into that bab at-tawbah where you're asking to take off your bad characteristics and take a path within the cave, and the cave of the Arifin, that they move through tawbah. Then the next 9 would be 18 and becoming from Ashab al-Kahf, the people of the cave. The third 9 would be 27 and has to do with the mulk that Allah gave to Sayyidina Sulaiman, which is merely a placeholder for us to understand the mulk in which was given to Sayyidina Muhammad. That when they doubt who and how great Prophet Allah wants us then read Surah Al-Naml, the 27th surah, and see what I gave to Sayyidina Sulaiman which not a drop in the ocean of Sayyidina Muhammad's greatness. I made all the jinn, the ifrit, the malaika, everything at the command by a ring to Sayyidina Sulaiman. That ring is Sunnat Muhammad. That when Prophet give his awliyaullah who are waris al-anbiya, that they inherit from the station of the Prophets of Bani Israel, the Prophet give to them a ring, and is symbolic that all of dunya under their hands and feet. The malaika, jinn, shayateen, everything was at the hands and feet of Sayyidina Sulaiman. The wind under his command, his throne, huge throne moving upon a carpet. Allah is reminding them, when you read these surahs and you tafakkur and contemplate how much Allah gives, how much there was ihtiram, how much there were huge thrones moving on carpets. And because Sayyidina Muhammad so humble, then these people think that, oh okay, nothing was given to Prophet. He's the owner of all of that. Out of humility didn't want to show any of that, and let it to be shown through my representatives who are all the Prophets. They represent Sayyidina Muhammad that when I come is going to be very humble, I'm not going to show any of those. And that's the greatness of Prophet in which Allah said, all of them they wanted to show all those, Ya khuluqul azim, Ya magnificent character. He wanted to raise the dead, I let him to raise the dead. He wanted to move his throne, I let the other one move his throne. He wanted to move the water, I let him to move the water. All of them wanted to show, and the greatness of Prophet's character is, I don't want to show anything. If they love me, they love me. If they don't love me, Ya Rabbi, I'm not in need of that show to be loved. And Allah then gave you of a magnificent character. For Allah to say that is for us an understanding that Allah loves Sayyidina Muhammad. We are in search of God's love, and Allah is showing, no, my love was on Prophet. He was not in need of showing his love to me, I was showing my love to him. It's a tremendous love affair that Allah is showing how much I gave for the love of Sayyidina Muhammad, and how much Prophet was showing his love for the Divine, that I'm not in need of all that power, all that authority, all under my hands and feet. But Ya Rabbi, I'm coming for your love, I'm only going to be interested in your love. I don't want anything to distract me from that muhabbat. And if the people like it, ahlan wa sahlan. If they don't like it, what can you do? And gives for us that example, the fourth 9 Surat al-Yasin. So they are taking us that enter in through tawbah, make a life of true repentance where you really want to reach the finish and that nothing should stop you. That's why no Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. When you make zabiyah there's no Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, just Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. Because who's the gatekeeper of the first month? Sayyidina Ali with the Zulfiqar. This is the gate in which Prophet describing that this is the city of knowledge, and Imam Ali is right there at the first month. That in this Shams al-Arifin, in the movement of the sun, there are 12 moons. We are in a lunar calendar. Each moon has a face from the external companion, Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq on the first moon, and the family companionship, the family inheritance of that moon of guidance, which is the dark side of the moon that you don't know its reality, and that is Imam Ali. So means that each of these in the diagram will show 12 moons that are around that sun, because the moon is the reflection of that reality, that you can't move towards the sun because it blinds you. So the adab was then to look to the light of the sun, of the moon. They are the reflections of that reality. The companions, they're all Siddiq, and they teach the reality of companionship and akhlaq and character, and perfect the character, perfect your akhlaq, keep your highest ihtiram and respect. And then the family come and teach the inheritance in which Prophet has given to them. Means they carry the prophetic inheritance and say, that inheritance we're going to dress them with. That once they reach their siddiqiyya reality and truthful cleanly reality, fragrance and perfumed with the love of Prophet, then the order from Sayyidina Muhammad from the family inheritance, that I don't have to give it. Make everyone responsibility to be siddiq, no problem. But the inheritance from the family means come from Sayyidina Muhammad that now begin to train them from what I have given to you of your family inheritance. And Imam Ali is the one at that gate. That's why the Bab Tawbah, the first month, the first of the Imams. And Prophet described, there are 12 Imams from my nation, 12 that hold that reality, the first of them Imam Ali. And that's why that Imam Ali spells 110, 1, and the 10th day is Ashura. First month, 10th day, it is the reality of 110, and any time we see the number 110 has to do with Imam Ali and that reality. So the first in the hadith that we have on the website, that it comes from my nation 12 Imams, the first of them Ali, the last of them the Mahdi. So it means that when we're coming into the 12th month, the dress of all the Sahabi dressing us and the dress of the Imams and the secret of the realities of Prophet dressing us. That's why Muharram was so powerful. The Imam Ali lie within the bed to take the secret and the reality of the Kawthar. He's showing, I'm going to sacrifice myself for this reality. And Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq accompanied Prophet to the cave on Muharram, which is the Hijrah and the opening of that calendar. Means your life is an opening in Muharram. And the two great companions of Allah Prophet is showing us, because this is the reality of the Kawthar and they show the calibre of their quality and their reality. The first of them, Imam Ali lays the whole threshold, that as a young boy Imam Ali lied within the bed that, I will sacrifice myself for this great nation that you're about to establish, no need for me to see it. I'll sacrifice myself for now, that will be my contribution to Ya Sayyidi Ya Rasul Kareem. And then go for the cave with your dear friend. And how Allah is so happy from that sacrifice that commanded Sayyidina Jibreel and Sayyidina Mikaeel to guard the head and the feet of Imam Ali and said, don't let a hair on him to be disturbed. I'm accepting his sacrifice. He even gave a command to the angels that, would you do something like that? Would you sacrifice with that love that he has for Sayyidina Muhammad? He lays the condition for Ahlul Kawthar, who are what? فَصَلِّ رَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. Means the reality of the Kawthar is based on pray to your Lord and live a life of sacrifice. Sacrifice your time, sacrifice your life, sacrifice your effort, sacrifice everything for the love of Sayyidina Muhammad, and you will move towards being from Ahlul Kawthar. Because if we don't live their example, how are we going to reach towards their example? And they're teaching us, every month they're teaching us the reality. Now comes the payday, the great day, which is the Dhul Hajj, that you came through all, and the last is Imam Mahdi that I'm going to dress you on Dhul Hajj from the realities of hidayat, that I am the Muhammadan Hadi, the most guided of all the guides. I'm going to be the collective light of all their reality in those last days, and I'm going to reflect that light of Prophet upon your reality. And those that are following the Shams al-Arifin, they become Mahdiyoon. Mahdiyoon because when they follow that reality, Imam Zaman Sayyidina Muhammad al-Mahdi is dressing them and blessing them, that I'm going to complete these lights and these favours upon your soul. And until my physicality arrives, you will be dressed from those lights, blessed from those lights, and that you will be Mahdiyoon amongst the Muhammadan community. Means they represent the lights of guidance, they represent the lights of the Kawthar, they represent the lights of all these realities. And that 12th month when it enters in, that's the name of Prophet is Abu Tayyib, the father of all goodness, and they call it the father of fragrance, which from the hadith of Prophet that Allah made dear for me, it's Tayyib, is cleanliness. That you equate cleanliness to good fragrance, but it's much deeper than good fragrance. It's a cleanliness that's so clean within the heart that every beatific fragrance begins to manifest from it. That awliyaullah, they can smell from the smell of the heart, not only the exterior, because if your interior smells good, most definitely you would be fragrancing your outside character, because Prophet loved attars and fragrance and cleanliness. But much more deeper when Sayyidina Abu Tayyib is teaching that, I love the cleanliness, the perfected character, and trained all the companions in their perfection of character. That when your character is so good and your inner reality is so pure, you release a tremendous fragrance and Divinely Presence. And the Tayyib is the reality of all du'a. We said before that the du'a of the moving tongue and flapping lips is of what value? When Allah says that, on the day of judgment I'm going to seal your mouth. Because everybody's heard enough, everybody's heard all the lips that move but the heart that does something different. The lips that move and they memorize 20, 30, 40 minutes of du'a, but the character is rotten and the heart must be dark and smelly. For what then all the lips moving? It's not the real. The real in the world of light there has no tongue. In the world of light is fragrance and light and energy. When it's beatific energy means malaika are all around that light. When it's a beatific energy, your heart like a bukhur, because it's ethereal, it's a gaseous reality. As soon as it enters into a love it's like a burning, you feel yourself heated. They have the ability to heat the whole room. Outside is freezing, inside here is like we're being cooked. As soon as you enter into the state of cooking where you're heating up, means your soul is releasing a fragrance. That fragrance hits that fire and the angels are picking up that fragrance. They don't need anything to be said by your lips, don't need anything to be imagined by the mind, but they're picking up the fragrance of the reality. That fragrance is what's delivered to Divinely Presence. Otherwise people can manage all their life or memorize many things through their tongue, but of their heart is nothing. So the reality that Allah and Allah says, I don't look to your form, I don't look to the surah. What I'm looking to is the heart of my believer. So Sayyidina Abu Tayyib is teaching them this whole 12 months when Imam Mahdi gives from his family inheritance, he's perfuming and perfecting the character. That all these 12 months all of your jumping around in crazy character was to show you, see this? Take it out. And when you cook the kalapacha, what you see? All the kern. When you cook the head you see all the worms. Because as soon as you put a fire all the garbage comes out. It's like a boiling pot, when you boil something all the garbage comes out. The 12 months was to identify the bad character. Every time you get angry at what they say and what they order and what they do is to show you there's some more worms. Either you get rid of the worms now and become from Ahlul Wudud, if not you're just a dude because those dudes is a worm, those worms will be eating you in the grave. Would you like to get rid of them now or they're going to be feasting on you in the box? And awliyaullah their flesh forbidden to be eaten. Why? Because they're Ahlul Wudud, what they're going to eat. Those worms all burned away. Within their box is only love and fragrance and Allah allows nothing from creation to eat it. So means Abu Tayyib is then teaching for us that fragrance yourself, your inner reality to be perfected, your inner character to be perfected, your breath to be perfected, your lungs to be perfected, your liver to be perfected, all 11 organs to be perfected, all powered by your most powerful organ is your heart. And all of them will be nourished from your light and upon your face will be like a shining moon. Where they said that we could see on a dark night wherever Sayyidina Muhammad was walking, it was like a lantern for them. The Sahabis would walk behind because they could see he was illuminating and showing that the physicality to be so purified it illuminates everything. And that was the 12 months of journey. And that's what Sayyidina Mahdi bestowing upon the believers, that come and make a tremendous sacrifice. That Qurban that you give, it takes all the burdens and bad characteristic away. Take all of that away and the animal carries that burden. And now what you see on Facebook and social media is horrific abuse of animals. I would imagine a bunch of crazy jahals doing animal sacrifice to show like they celebrated Eid and they did their Qurban, and if you watch it's completely out of Sharia. It's an abuse to the animals, it's a degradation or degradation to their reality, that they are sacrificing themselves for Bani Adam. Because they say that Allah wants you to achieve Allah wants and loves you and we are willing to sacrifice ourselves for you. And Allah will grant us a reality we don't understand. We will be granted our mirage by you sacrificing. But you sacrifice the creature with dignity and respect. There's no need to post that. There's no need to post the image of degrading them and blood spattering everywhere and making their sacrifice to be a humiliation. That's not a qurban that accepted. These are not characters that are accepted. That means that the nation becomes washil, that becomes wild in the last day. And this is not what Prophet brought. And if people watch it, they're astonished. They say, what a bunch of crazy people, how they're doing these things. Means that qurban is sacred, something that should not be filmed. And constantly asking its forgiveness is for anything wrong and you're about to suffer, forgive me, because you're about to send your energy to Allah. If you have a complaint, it's going to be registered directly upon me, because that instant it's going to go, but it's going somewhere. That energy, the angels will know what it felt, will save that feeling that it felt and will deliver it to you in the grave. But you abuse this, no problem, it wants to take its right from you. It says that this creature of yours was stabbing me and slaughtering me, it was horrific. I want to take my right from that creature. And they save the energy and the thought of that and they save it for you for the grave. And so now in the grave feel what you did, experience what it experienced from your hands. Because the Prophet didn't bring these things like this. Everything they're teaching for us is the excellence of character. That when you know with what type of burden it's going to be taking from us, Allah put all of that burden in the Qurban and says, it was a tremendous ransom. I'm taking all of that badness, making you like you've been born new. And the Ahlul Bayt and Ashab al-Nabi come perfect the character, the Ahlul Bayt give the inheritance and the guidance of the soul, guidance of all realities, and perfect that character. And under the sifat of Allah Al-Jabbar, that the 108 adds back to 9. And the 9th name of Allah Al-Jabbar, that Allah Jabarut, nothing can escape it. What Allah want to bestow, nothing can escape it. What Allah doesn't want to bestow, nothing can bring it. Allah Jabarut, Ya Rabbal Izzati wa Azamati wa Jabarut means that the will and the force of Allah is dressing that name. And what Prophet name of fragrance means to perfect the character. If Allah wills the character to be perfected, it will reach its guidance. It will reach what Allah wanted to reach, because if Allah wants that soul to be purified, that body to be purified, nothing can stop it from reaching what Allah wants. The surah we said is the Surah Al-Kawthar, the 108th surah, and the hijab in which Prophet was eternally dressed by these 12 hijabs, that Allah is eternally dressing the soul and the arwah of Sayyidina Muhammad. On this 12th hijab Allah dressing the attribute of intercession for Prophet. This is the hijab of intercession on the 12th month in which Prophet is interceding. We begin to have tafakkur and contemplate that how much Prophet is interceding, that, Ya Rabbi, I want my nation to reach, they're not reaching, and then Allah says, they will reach, don't worry. Make them to give the qurban, I'll put all their years' character in that qurban and they'll become like new. And every day is a hajj, every salah is a hajj to the holy Kaaba, every movement is a hajj to the Kaaba. It's not only the people who buy the expensive ticket, that inshaAllah we all can do one day, but at every salah is a hijrah to Allah. Every salah is Allahu Akbar and you're in the presence of the holy Kaaba. Means that every moment Allah is dressing us and Prophet praying for us. Hijab of intercession and the zikr of Subhana Rabbiyal Azim. Subhana Rabbiyal Azim, that the Lord of most sublime and we pray that Allah dress us from those realities, bless us from those realities, and to be from Ahlul Kawthar. That they teach that as that Hajj coming to an end in which Sayyidina Ibrahim was to sacrifice, and the fear that Sayyidina Ibrahim had of sacrifice, the Ahlul Bayt will step in and they'll show Sayyidina Ibrahim that we sacrifice and there is no Qurban. There is no Qurban for us, and Imam Hussain comes and teaches that the entering of Muharram is the completion of Allah's amr. What Allah wanted and what Sayyidina Ibrahim didn't complete, the Ahlul Bayt and Nabi will complete, and all Ashab and Nabi the first of the Khulafa Rashideen also, all of them were martyred for the love of Prophet. They come and they begin to teach, no, where there was a sacrifice when we enter into Muharram, these are the ones that there was no Qurban for them. They sacrificed Amr al-Jabbar, means they took the Amr of Allah, Sifat al-Jabbar, that Allah is not going to change that command, and they have the dress of ayat al-sabr, that they are patient in what Allah has ordered for them, and they sacrifice themselves. Sayyid al-Shuhada, and the reality of sacrifice is Muharram, where there was no lamb for me, and 72 family members of Sayyidina Muhammad and companions of Imam Hussain sacrificed themselves for the love of Allah, and they are the reality of the Kawthar. فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ وَشَحْكَ هُوَ الْأَبْتَرُ. And we cut everything off that coming towards you, because you are from Ahlul Kawthar, and whom Allah described, we've given you kathiran, I've given you so much abundance, it can't be imagined what they are, the custodians of what realities, what fountains, what dresses, what barakah. And Allah said, everything else been cut off from you, that there's no fear, there's no shaitan, there's nothing that can come to you because I am with you. You have completed your ahad, you have completed your life, you have completed your faith. We pray that Allah dress us from Ahlul Kawthar, that we drink from their hands and take from their hearts. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen.
Sayyidina Nabi, Sayyidina Nabi, Sayyidina Nabi, Sayyidina Nabi.